So, Patrick, what did you think of Supervixen?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very cartoony. At times it was funny. It had one genuinely upsetting, disturbing scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
which I think was the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, I mean the nudity is fun. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I wanted a more fun lead character in Clint, or maybe a more fun performance or something. I thought the movie was at its best on the farm, not just
Yeah.
because Ushi Digard is amazing, but I also thought like the scenes of her coming onto him and the scenes of him, like that was probably when he was like most forceful in kind of rejecting the woman. Not like forceful in like a bad way, but like most, you saw the most of his personality there. I also thought it was funny when the farmer fell on his on the pitchfork and he had that
Yeah.
shoved up his ass. That was pretty funny. That felt very Fabliau to me. Like as a medieval scholar, the Fabliau were old like 13th century French poetry. Most famously, the Canterbury Tales, Chaucer, the Miller's Tale and the Reeve's Tale are his two. Fabliau, Boccaccio also does a take on them in the Decameron. Just kind of bawdy, sometimes scatological humor, and just kind of like, you know, we're just having fun here, and that's what this movie kind of does. But it doesn't have the. I'm not saying it has no wit, but it doesn't have the wit of Geoffrey Chaucer, which, to be fair, almost nobody on Earth does. So that's not fair. But it's okay. I can't really imagine seeing this movie again. I mean, I'll have to, you know, for editing the video, I'll have to, you know, I don't know how many clips I can get of this, but you know, it's okay. I don't know. I feel like Russ Meyer's got better efforts out there. I know. Obviously, I've seen Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. That, to me, was a much more fun movie. I think that's the only one I've seen, though. But yeah, Jim, what about you?
Yeah, I have a very similar opinion as of I don't know really what to think about it. I thought the movie was actually really interesting up until immediately after Super Angel's murdered by Harry. I thought the movie was going to go in a totally different direction. I thought it was going to be this kind of story where Harry's trying to track down Clint, and Clint keeps on getting wrapped up in all these kind of sex.
Yeah, it could be a revenge movie. It easily could be.
Yeah, and eventually they were gonna, you know, come together. He's gonna take revenge or whatever. He was gonna prove himself to be innocent. I don't know, but there was just nothing. There's nothing in this movie other than tits. And
well, and also I don't think the revenge would have worked because we met what was her name in the beginning? The wife?
Super Angel?
Super Angel. Like, he didn't like her, quite frankly. So, like, it would have been weird seeing him. Obviously, he didn't want her dead, but
no. And for that matter, I don't even think he knew that Harry Sledge killed Super Angel. Like, he had no idea.
He probably didn't. Yeah, that's right.
There's just nothing here. It kind of feels like as we were talking about earlier, like one of those like early kind of road trip movies. But I'm thinking of something like Euro Trip, you know, where
you don't think the Bing Crosby Road to films as much?
No, I don't think so. No.
Road to Morocco, starring Bing Crosby and Ushi Digard.
Oh, but yeah, the problem with this movie is that there's just no plot. There's no through line. There's no story. There's just nothing to tie the beginning and the end of the movie together, other than the characters that exist. Whereas, like, you get like a comedy movie like Euro Trip, you know, you have the tits, you have the sex, you have the jokes, but the point of the movie is that, you know, this guy is trying to reconnect with his girlfriend. You know, and that's the through line.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny movie. And there's also lots of Nazi jokes in that movie.
Okay.
Like, you need something to tie the movie together, and there's just nothing. It's just like this open-ended movie, actually, or it's this open-middled movie, I guess.
This movie has humor, but the humor it's not really crafted jokes. It's just kind of like a tone of overall silliness, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this movie could have been better with some more actual jokes.
Yeah, I think the only funny part of the movie is when he's on the farm. All that stuff was kind of funny.
It was.
The rest, not so much. You know, there was like I said, there's odd Nazi jokes thrown in. And then there's pervy doctors feeling up patients, and then that's it. And then again, you're right. There's that really dark scene of Harry Sledge stomping Super Angel to death and then electrocuting her.
Which is a genuinely good scene, as you and I have both pointed out.
Yeah.
It's kind of at odds with the rest of the movie, but it is good, especially because, like, even if you take that character and you say, like, okay, as long as he's consistently that threatening, you can craft whatever movie you have around him, and he can kind of be the outlier. But no, he gets silly at the end, as we said, and
Yeah.
I think he works when he's silly too, but he's definitely threatening in that one scene.
Yeah, I just feel like with this movie, Russ Meyer was like, I want to make another movie with lots of tits and some jokes, but I don't really know what to make, so I'm just gonna make
There's
a
some
movie.
truth to that.
You
There's
know?
some truth to that. He just got divorced. He was planning on making a movie with Edie Williams, who was his wife, and then they were just getting divorced, and he's like, well, I'm not going to do a movie with her now. And so I do think
okay.
he kind of just stumbled upon this. It was conceived as a semi-sequel to the 1968 film Vixen, which I've never seen. It doesn't have any of the same actors, I don't think, so I don't really think it's connected in any significant way.
Gotcha. Huh. Yeah. Well, that's it. This movie's just, it's all right. It's a movie.
It was a smash hit at the box office. According to Wikipedia, made $17 million, which is...
No, it didn't. Get the fuck out of here. Are you
According
serious?
to Wikipedia, I don't know, man. What do you... Listen, I'm
No.
sure this was a drive-in staple when it came out, This is the era where movies could still do very well on the strength of drive-ins. Look at The Legend of Boggy Creek from 1972. One of the most successful films of that year that did not show at a single indoor theater. Basically, but yeah, I don't know. It seems like it'll be one of Russ Meyer's bigger successes if that number is accurate.
Huh. Yeah, it said it made $8.2 million during its initial theatrical run.
Okay, so I mean that's not nothing.
No, that's not nothing at all, considering it probably cost much less than $1 million to make.
In the Gerald Ford economy, you kidding me? Yeah. Also, I read something that said Russ Meyer said this film was slightly autobiographical. I don't know what the hell he means by that. I can't imagine any of it being autobiographical.
What? What?
I mean, yes, he constantly went from large-breasted woman to large-breasted woman, but he also specifically cast them in movies and was looking for them, so I don't think that's the same thing as what's going on with Clint here, but whatever.
Yeah. Or do you think he meant like the part of where Harry stomped a woman to death? Do you think that's what he meant by it?
Yeah,
being
is he confessing to a
autobiographical?
crime or...
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe he had a couple of weeks after the war where he kind of lived as a drifter and just went around working at diners and
farms,
and highway-sized gas stations, and maybe the big-breasted women were just he's throwing that in now. That was the part that wasn't autobiographical. Maybe everything else is autobiographical. I don't know. Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine.
What a weird guy. Yeah, I'm glad it worked out for him, I guess.